This is GMA News special coverage. Tension in the West Philippine Sea. The anchor's voice is urgent, the graphics flash red, the nation holds its breath. Pag-asa Island, the remote outpost of hope, is once again the center of a storm that shakes not just the Philippines, but the world. Aboard our news chopper, the turbulence is nothing compared to the storm brewing below. Radio chatter crackles. Chinese Coast Guard at 400 meters. The Filipino patrol boat answers, "We will not back down." The standoff is real, and it's happening now. For years, Pag-asa has been a quiet symbol. Today, it's the world's headline. The broadcast cuts to families in Manila, watching on their phones and TVs. Faces are tense, hands clench. For many Filipinos, these updates are not just news, they are a test of sovereignty and pride. As the sun rises over Pag-asa, the world is watching. The fate of this tiny island has become a question of national resolve, international law, and the future of the South China Sea. It is just before sunrise. The air is thick with tension. On one side, a group of Philippine Navy ships form a protective arc around Pag-asa's small pier. Across the water, hulking Chinese Coast Guard vessels loom, larger and more numerous. Their hull numbers gleam in the first light. Neither side is willing to move. Aboard the Filipino ship, the crew stands ready. Each one knows what is at stake. The Chinese vessels blare warnings through loudspeakers. The message is clear: leave these waters. But the Filipino captain answers calmly, "We are in Philippine territory. We will stay." The air vibrates with the clash of voices, metal, and willpower. The standoff lasts for hours. Sometimes the ships drift dangerously close. Any wrong move could spark a crisis. The crew takes deep breaths. They know their orders. Stand firm, but avoid provocation. Cameras roll on both sides. The world's media waits for any sign of escalation. As the first rays of sunlight hit the waves, neither side has blinked. This is not just a test of strength, it is a contest of endurance, determination, and national pride. Back on the island, a new day begins with a powerful ritual. At the center of Pag-asa's small plaza, islanders gather around the flagpole. Schoolchildren, fishermen, and soldiers stand side by side. The Philippine flag is carefully unfolded, then raised high against the wind. This is no ordinary flag ceremony. Each morning, it is a message to the world. We are here. This is home. The soldiers salute. The children sing the anthem. The flag snaps in the salty breeze, a small but unbreakable statement of sovereignty. Watching from their posts, the Navy crew on shore feel a surge of pride. They know the world sees Pag-asa as a tiny dot in a vast sea, but for them, every inch of this island is worth defending. The act of raising the flag is both routine and revolutionary. Even as distant ships try to intimidate, life goes on. The flag waves over homes, gardens, and classrooms. It is a symbol of every Filipino's right to hope, to belong, and to stand their ground. Pag-asa Island is not just a military outpost, it is home. About 200 Filipinos, fisherfolk, teachers, children, live here. Some houses are made of wood, others of concrete painted in bright colors, defying both storms and politics. Chickens scratch in sandy yards. The laughter of children echoes across the schoolyard. Life is simple, but never easy. Supplies arrive by boat, sometimes delayed by rough seas or blockades. Yet families plant vegetables, catch fish, and build lives together. There's a small church, a playground, and even a basketball court. Pag-asa's children study hard, aware that their school is likely the most remote in the Philippines. The island is lush with coconut palms and patches of mangroves. At night, the stars shine brighter than anywhere in Manila. The sea provides both livelihood and danger. Residents know the risks, but their roots here are deep. Pag-asa is a frontier, but it is also a promise. To live here is to declare, in everyday acts, that the Philippines belongs in this corner of the sea. Pag-asa Island is more than a speck on the map. It lies within the Philippines' 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, or EEZ. This legal boundary grants Filipinos special rights to fish, explore, and use resources in these rich waters. That is why Pag-asa is so important to Manila and so contested by Beijing. The island is part of the Spratly archipelago, a cluster of reefs and islets that several countries claim. But Pag-asa stands out. Unlike many reefs, it is a real natural island capable of supporting a civilian population. That gives the Philippines a strong legal claim under both domestic law and international rules. Control of Pag-asa means control of surrounding seas. These waters are rich in fish, oil, and gas. For both fishermen and future generations, Pag-asa is a lifeline. For the military, it is a strategic outpost, watching over vital shipping lanes. To lose Pag-asa would be to lose a symbol, a resource, and a critical foothold in the South China Sea. That is why the island's fate matters so much. In 2016, the Philippines won a dramatic victory at the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. The tribunal ruled that China's sweeping 9-line claim had no legal basis. The decision recognized the Philippines' rights over its EEZ, including waters around Pag-asa Island. For a moment, there was hope. The ruling was celebrated as a triumph of law over brute force. Headlines declared, "Philippines wins." But China rejected the tribunal's decision. Its ships stayed and even increased their presence. Around Pag-asa, Chinese vessels still patrol, shadow, and sometimes block Filipino boats. The world saw how international law can be powerful on paper but hard to enforce. The Philippines faces a daily challenge: how to uphold its rights in the face of a much larger neighbor. It is a story of courage, patience, and frustration. The Hague ruling remains a legal shield for the Philippines, but on the waters around Pag-asa, the contest is not just legal, it is physical, relentless, and ongoing. Life on Pag-asa is a test of endurance. Supplies sometimes run low, especially when ships cannot dock due to bad weather or tense standoffs. Islanders grow what they can: cassava, eggplant, coconuts, but rely on mainland deliveries for rice and medicine. Yet, the community never gives up. Parents teach children to swim, fish, and value their home. Soldiers and civilians share duties, fixing roofs, mending boats, organizing games. When storms or foreign ships come close, everyone bands together. There's little room for fear. Electricity is limited. Internet and cell phone signals are weak. But the spirit of Pag-asa is strong. The local school is a source of pride, with lessons about Filipino history and rights. Teachers remind students that they are the guardians of the frontier. Every day on Pag-asa is a small act of defiance. Each meal, lesson, and laugh is a way of saying the island and the nation must endure. The struggle over Pag-asa is not just a Philippine story. The United States conducts freedom of navigation patrols nearby, signaling support for international law. China continues to build artificial islands and deploy ships. ASEAN nations watch closely, knowing their own claims, and security may be at stake. Diplomats shuttle between capitals. Summits are held, statements released. But on Pag-asa, the reality is more immediate. Ships on the horizon, drones overhead, and the constant question: what happens next? Japan, Australia, and the European Union urge respect for the Hague ruling. Yet, many fear open conflict. The South China Sea is one of the world's busiest waterways. Its fate affects global trade, security, and the balance of power in Asia. Pag-asa is a small island with a big audience. Its struggle is a test of alliances, laws, and the world's willingness to stand up for what is right. Despite all threats, Pag-asa is changing. New infrastructure projects are underway. The government has built better roads, a power station, and a stronger pier. There are more classrooms and a small clinic. Communication links are slowly improving, bringing the outside world closer. The Philippine military is upgrading its outpost. Radar, new patrol boats, and fresh supplies arrive more regularly. The community is growing, new families arrive, and children are born here each year. There are even plans for eco-tourism to show the world the beauty and resilience of Pag-asa. Hope is strong. Islanders plant more gardens. Local leaders organize sports tournaments and cultural events. Each improvement is a statement. Pag-asa is not just surviving, it is thriving. Pag-asa's story is no longer only about defense. It is about building a future, one where Filipinos can live, hope, and prosper on their own land. Pag-asa Island is more than a dot on the map. It is a test of national resolve. It is a symbol of law versus power. The daily lives of its people echo the dreams and struggles of the whole country. Their hope gives the island its name. The whole world is watching. The South China Sea's future order is in play. Will international law prevail? Will small nations' rights be respected? Pag-asa's fate will help answer these questions for decades to come. For the Philippines, Pag-asa is a beacon. For Southeast Asia, it is a rallying point. For all nations, it is a reminder. Even the smallest island can shape the course of history. The struggle here is far from over. But as long as the flag flies, hope endures. Pag-asa's stand is the world's lesson. In this frontier of sea and sky, the fight for law, freedom, and future generations continues, every single day.